I would call storytelling a lifeline. You know, it's like breathing air, it's like drinking water, that people cannot live without their stories, even though some of them don't know that. And storytelling is just very important, not just for kids and not just for adults. Most of the time people say, well, the stories, they're for the children. Well, they're not, they're for everybody. And it's very important that people hear stories and connect with stories.
Every day we tell stories, and the ones that we lift up to bring to the stage are hopefully powerful because they help us to remember things from the past, and they give us a vision for how we might live in our present day and think about the future.
If we waited till we were 50 to start telling stories, we would never catch up. So it's best to start where we are in our life and in our life cycles.
I think we're strong because of our stories. I remember my mother's stories. They were not full crafted stories. They were snippets of information about her family. I didn't realize that as I would grow up and be an adult, those stories would be so important to me because they helped form who I am. Those are the people whose experiences have culminated in me.
I do believe that I speak for the ancestors, that I have a responsibility to share stories in the traditional form because of the importance of us having voice, that we use that voice, I think, to uplift our community, uplift our children, uplift our people, share our culture with others so that other people will share with us.
I think story is important for remembrance. Storytelling is important for psychological, emotional balance. Story is important for preparing folks for future endeavors and future occurrences, be they times of peace, times of war, times of famine, or times of plenty. We're going to need the stories to help us through.
Even though some stories have pain, but you feel the love from the person who's telling the story and the love of the person who the story is about. And so storytelling, I think, is just so healing.
There are messages in these stories. Sometimes we might sort of pound home that message, but most of the time what we like to do is tell the story in a way that allows the children or the adults to internalize what's going on and to relate in some way to what's going on so that they get the message. And that's the beauty of storytelling.
The Adopt a Teller program is one of NAB's greatest programs. And I will say that because it extends beyond the festival.
I cannot see storytellers coming someplace from all over the country and not impacting the community. And the Adopt a Teller program impacts it in a way that I don't think any other organization does. We work really hard to make sure that our tellers, while they're in the town where the conference is being held, get out to schools and libraries and museums and adult facilities and after-school facilities. Where there are people, we will tell a story.
We bring to them individual performances. We bring to them workshops. We bring to them other learning experiences.
I remember thinking there's never going to be another march. It's over. But later on that night, people started humming, and it turned into the moaning and then the singing of a freedom song.
Storytelling has been a real opportunity for me to think about my life and to think about the things that are most important to me and try to share that with other people.
Initially, I started storytelling by watching my mother tell stories. So having the opportunity to perform with her has just been an amazing experience.
We have not only great storytellers, but we have great writers as well. And so because I teach creative writing, I like to encourage students to write.
This year, we had over 41 assignments.
And my Adopt a Teller location was Wiggins School of Excellence College Preparatory in Camden, New Jersey.
This year I was at a school, Amy at James Martin, and I don't think those students had a storyteller before. They were fascinated. At first, the 7th graders, they were a little cool, so they would lean back, you know. But after the first story, they were leaning forward. That's when you know you got them, if they're leaning forward.
we were at a school, and we talked to the custodian after we finished. We talked to a couple of teachers after we finished, and got another perspective of that community that we were in and the children that we were before. So the children are the main focus, the community is another focus, and perpetuating the art of storytelling is primary.